Alright there YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Another video on Old Red, our project 1983 Peterbilt 359. Today's video we're going to be adding more lights to this old gal. Alright, since the last video where I installed the driver's side air can, I went ahead and I got this painted bracket on this side swapped out to the matching stainless steel one. So now I've got matching places on both sides. I can put some air cleaner lights on it. Pretty much since I've started this project, I've gotten lots of comments about how I should put air cleaner lights on this truck. However, this truck was always a single air cleaner truck. So it would look awful funny at night, be driving down the road with air cleaner lights on just one side of the truck. So that's the main reason why I've never put air cleaner lights on here. Even though my factory bracket here did have holes in it for air cleaner lights. But now that we're matching on both sides of the truck, we can go ahead and do that. So I went ahead and I picked up a 10-pack of these lights off Amazon. But anyway, I was going to go with the watermelon lights for the air cleaners, and then last second I decided to go with the just normal 2-inch with the flat face. My reasoning for that is I've got tons of other lights that are these just the regular 2-inch clearance lights. I've got them on the truck, I've got them on a couple different trailers, got lots of places that use this same light, and I don't use the watermelon lights on anything. So I just figured this is less spares to have to carry around that way. Although this is a 10-pack, and I only need 8 for the air cleaners, so if I would have bought a 10-pack of watermelon lights, I would have had 2 spares. Hindsight's 20/20. So basically my plan here is going to be I'm going to drill a hole back behind here that goes through to the inside, so I have a hidden place to run the wires. I'm going to build a bit of a harness to connect all the lights together. I'm going to run it down through underneath and then tie into these lights underneath the cab here, which all my accessory lights are all on their own circuit, so then the air cleaner lights will come on with the rest of my accessory lights. Now I wanted to take a quick second to dispel a very extremely common myth around accessory lights on a truck, and that myth is that any light that's installed on the truck has to work or it's a DOT violation, and that is not true. The only lights that are required to work are your DOT required minimum lighting, you know, headlights, corner markers, turn signals, tail lights, basically everything that falls into the minimum license or the minimum lighting requirements that are described by the FMCSA. Now, if you're in another country, this might not apply, I don't know, but this is such a common myth that the FMCSA has even published a clarification on this, that only the DOT required lighting is required to work. So if you ever get a ticket for, say, a non-required light like this one being out, take that to court and fight it. You will win, I guarantee it. I certainly don't make a habit, though, of running around with lights out on my truck, whether they're required or not. That's why I carry spare lights in my truck, so if I have a light go out, I can fix it right away. It just looks tacky. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just start building a little bit of a harness for my first 4 lights. go ahead and install our rubber grommets, make sure that they fit. Alright, so on the back side, I know where these bolts come through. See that right there? I want to be to the inside of that, so I'm going to try to drill a hole over in this area here. Alright, and then up under the air cleaner here, you can see where we've got our hole drilled. This location is more a product of where I could actually get the drill, but that's going to be completely hidden behind there, so that's perfect. I'm going to take one of these rubber grommets. Now I gotta just go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, and that's now the driver's side done the same way. See where our wires run through there with the grommet. They're tied into these lights down here. I didn't really think it was necessary to record the same thing twice, so there you go. But we're not quite done adding lights yet. I'm gonna put a couple of these LED work lights on the truck. I normally get by without them, but there's certainly a lot of times it would be nice. So I'm thinking I'm going to mount these somewhere right in here. If I kind of put it in this radius, I can tuck them in enough, but still have enough adjustability to get them aimed where I want. So I think we're going to go somewhere right in this area here. So now the work lights need to be on their own switch because you want to be able to turn them on by themselves. So here's what I've got going here. This switch is headlights. This switch is clearance lights. And then that switch is all my accessory lights. This truck does not have fog lights, but there is a fog light switch, so this was not hooked up to anything. Now this fall, my heated mirror switch went out, so I had to replace that quick. And while I had this opened up, I went ahead and I wire to wire to the fog light switch and poke that out of the firewall. So that is the wire that we're going to use to wire our work lights. So then that makes that nice and easy because all your lights will all be in a row together. Then this switch here switches the fuel gauge here from the left tank to the right tank. Both tanks are plumbed together, so they basically run together, but if your sending unit or something or goes out or your tanks aren't equalizing or whatever, you can check your fuel level in each tank individually with this switch. This switch here is for my pusher axle, and it's got a light on it as an indicator, help me remember when it's up and when it's down. And then this switch here wasn't being used for anything, but I moved my AC switch from down here where my dog used to always bump it to up here on this unused switch there. And then this switch here is an air switch for my suspension dump, inner axle lock, and then this one says it's for the fifth wheel, but it's actually for my PTO. And when I switch that on, this light here on the dash comes on. So that's what all the switches do. Oh, and then these ones are Jake brakes on and off, and stages. And then this one here, it says it's for ether, but that's my window washers, heated mirrors, and then a manual fan override. And then left and right wipers. And then obviously these are air brakes for the truck and trailer for the parking brake. And then all of these over here are all circuit breakers. Alright, so and then this roll of wire here I've got rolled up in here. This is the wire that I ran through the dash. Comes through this grommet up here. Alright, so and then this roll of wire here I've got rolled up in here. This is the wire that I ran through the dash. Comes through this grommet up here and comes off of the fog light switch. So we want to go ahead and pull this down, untie it here. Okay, so I've got my wire run back to the back corner here. It's all run through underneath there and with the rest of the harness and the loom and stuff. So took a little minute to get it run back here, but got this back here. I figured out where I want to drill my hole. I'm actually going to drill 2 holes. I'm going to drill one for the mount bolt and then one for the wires to run through. Then we'll go ahead and drill this one for the mount bolt. I think that was going to fit through there for a second. That. There. Alright, so I ended up having to space that out just a little bit to get that to sit exactly where I wanted, but you can see wire comes right through the grommet there. Pretty happy with that. Now we need to make our connection here, as well as splice in another wire that will run across to the other side. Alright, so it's like midnight here now. I just pulled into where I got to unload in the morning. Thought I'd get a nice little night shot of the lights. And now that's with the work lights on. You could see how that would make loading or unloading or having to back up in the dark a whole heck of a lot easier. I can even see my dog all the way out in the field there. Is he taking a poop? Jimmy, are you ready to go to bed? You ready to go to bed? Come on, let's go. So anyway guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below. Thank you. Have a great day.